Hey all, it's Rob, recording some more zoo videos. I think I finally settled on something that's pretty close to my final list as far as this version of zoo goes. So what is this version? This is an extremely aggressive, extremely fast version. I feel like if you're going to play anything in this format that's aggro based, you have got to be max speed. So what I've done here is my curve caps at 2. I can. This is a 2cc effect, so I mean, I guess technically, for the computers that are doing a curve analysis, this is the type of card that would throw that off. But the curve essentially caps at 2. Um, let's see. I hope this guy is not AFK, because that's a great hand. And then I will, so the curve caps at 2, and I have got a bunch of quick creatures, and I'm using cards like Atarka's Command, which can strike for 6. I've had it strike for 6 plenty of times. It never strikes for less than 4 when I'm playing it. I mean, it's a very rare scenario. If it strikes for only 3, the Atarka's Command, I might be using it to accelerate, like to get a land out or something. Damn, this guy's AFK. That sucks. Sorry about that. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. That won't happen again. But yeah, it's a Fasu. That's the long and the short of what I want to tell you. That hand is not as good. Definitely not as good. But I suppose it's a keeper. This might be one of those cases where I'm gonna use it to accelerate. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass. Bojack. That Bojack Horseman show. I know the game screen is not taking up the full screen for some of my videos, but I'm gonna fix that. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's a thing with OBS, the resolution. I just haven't quite figured it all the way out yet. Um, so I'll keep that hand. That's a pretty good one. That's doing all the things that I want to do here. This would be a case where I would play experiment 1 first, because what I'm representing is, well, can I do that though? I have to fetch for the white and green, which I don't have. Yeah, I could still do it though. He might, I don't know. Yeah, I can still do this. Let me play experiment 1 first. This very well might catch some removal, but if it doesn't, it's going to be swinging as a 3/3, so it's no worse than playing the Nicodle in this scenario. So that's why it's okay to play experiment 1, and he's probably, if he doesn't interact with me, I'm going to be swinging with a 3/3 that has regeneration on it on top of that, so that's pretty good turn 1 play. And I think that's really why I've settled on him. I went away from him and I tried some other things, but I come back to him because I really, really want a very strong beater to drop on turn 1 on this deck. You really want that, I think. Hmm. So I do have to play somewhat slightly less optimal because of the experiment 1, and you will find yourself doing that. The slightly less optimal play is that I don't have both Nicodles out by the end of turn 2. But because of the way my mana works here, I couldn't make that work. So there's a tiny less, um, you have to sacrifice that. So you better put that into your, um, you know, factoring of your valuation of this creature. You will sometimes have to play your creatures out less optimally, But in this case, I feel like it really paid off because now I'm swinging with a 3/3 that's got regen on it. That's pretty sweet. I will definitely grant you that that's a best case scenario. So I got to be kind of careful here because he might be trying to kill that thing, and I got to be able to respond with regen. Otherwise, I'd just be F6ing through all this. I'm giving him a bunch of stuff to deal with. Now, is he running Damnation is my question now. I feel like I have enough stuff on the table now where I'll just keep the rest of my hand back, and we'll see what he's running. You know, he might be running Damnation, but he's got his hands full as is. You know, there's no way to get him lethal, so could come close though. Get him within -3, -2. Yeah, he loses just on that. Okay, so I probably don't have to change much. I can probably just leave it as is. You know what's amusing is that I get called all kinds of noob names for playing 8-rack, but I never get called it for playing Zoo. In fact, people sometimes comment, "Oh, nice Zoo deck," even though this is so much more trolly, in my opinion, than 8-rack. 8-rack takes finesse. 8-rack is no joke. Alright, so I'm going to fetch here. They don't really like to see this. Usually blue doesn't like Kurt Apes and things of that nature, little dudes that are just like have to be dealt with, so you have to use your removal on them, but it feels like a total waste. So you want, some people are inclined to ignore them at first, but they never go away. They require an answer. I can swing for 5 on turn 2. It's pretty good. Play that though. Let's see what he does to this. So he's got a lot to deal with. It's the same sort of scenario here. I'm just going to go balls deep on it on this one. I'm just going to have to max speed. Alright, I'll just do a bear swing. Like I'll swing like this. There's no way I can kill him this turn. I can't go lethal on turn 3. I need 4 turns. And I won't even play a land. So I'm really sandbagging here. The reason is I want him to feel like he may have an extra turn, and he might be inclined to not try and combo out here. I don't know. It's all gonna. It's all because he only has 3 lands. So what I'm doubting is that he has enough land to go off. But I do have enough land to kill him the next turn. I just couldn't quite get it done on turn 3. So I think this should be good. But see, if I had gone and like done all of the things, put the Legion Loyalists out there, used one of these things, Boros Charm. See, now it's going to work in my favor, I think. Well, we'll see. Not playing a land may come back and end up biting me. I'm not playing a land is probably going to come back and bite me in the ass because I don't know, we'll see here. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Man, an Atarka's Command would be amazing here. He misplays. He drastically misplays. He needed to make 8 zombies and block everything. He blocks nothing. I'll just nuke his face. So I guess it worked. He thought he could live, but he was definitely underestimating my ability to do damage, so. So that's good. So that you can see how it takes apart decks that can't combo off fast enough. And that's really what I've gone for here. So these cards, especially these 2 cards here, are extremely high damage dealers. So if you compare this type of a zoo to, let's say, a 5-color domain zoo, which wants to play Tribal Flames, which is 2 mana sorcery, the most damage it's going to do is 5, okay? Now let's, not that they couldn't also run this, and probably should, but let's just compare that card to Atarka's Command just for fun comparison. I'm not saying it's totally fair, but it's a 2cc card. It can very well hit for way more than 5. I've had it hit for 6 plenty of times, and it has other options on it on top of that. Like, you can shut off their kitchen finks, which is really nice. You can shut off or you can accelerate yourself to maybe do that. Uh, Maybe your best play is to get this thing hard cast, and you can use this to accelerate on turn two, and also deal damage to them. And you play this on turn three hard cast, and maybe that's it could be an option for you. So you needed that ramp. The ramp is like the least of the things here usually, but the ramp is not bad. Actually, the preventing life is the mode I've used the most rarely. I've used all the other modes quite a bit, but the main mode, the main thing that you're going to be doing is 3 damage, and your critters get +1/+1. That's the mode you're going to be using probably 99% of the time. But there are some fringe cases for other modes, which is nice to have. It's a fucking amazing card. This card right here is extremely powerful. I think it's very pushed. It's right on the edge of power for what should be okay in modern, I think. But it definitely, what I like about it is it gives direction to the types of decks that want to use this because of the colors on it. It's telling, it's like Wizards sort of, in my opinion, this is a way for Wizards to, sort of gently say, listen, guys, if you want to play fast aggro, play these colors. It's giving you a where to go. Not that we need one so much, but it's like officially endorsing this kind of a deck where it's all the fast, running out there creatures. You might want to talk about this for a second. Legion Loyalist. Why is it him and not Monastery Swiftspear? Well, because mainly there's a couple reasons, but mainly because this is not actually a spell. This Blood Rush effect, if it would trigger Monastery Swiftspear, then this would be Monastery Swiftspear. But because this is not going to feed into that, that's what pushes me over to this thing, because this thing is great whenever it comes out, and you don't have to feel compelled to play this on turn one. He's a surprise little dude that comes out, after you've got an ape and a cat on the ground. He comes out on turn three, maybe with a Goyf or something like that, and now he's swinging, and um, him and Goyf for swinging. Now your Goyf has trample and first strike, and there's a lot of cool interactions that occur for this guy. His battalion triggers very easily here, and he's a 1/1 haster for one. He's never bad. So I think he's the best choice for this particular setup. The other question mark I have right now is Experiment One, but he's worked out very well for me. It's a good creature. It's easily a 2/2, and sometimes a 3/3. And when it's a 3/3, it's really overpowered for one. It's very undercosted. At a 2/2, it's still pretty good. 2/2 for 1 mana, is undercosted. But when he becomes 3/3, and sometimes even late game 4/4, as your Goyce can get him up there, then he's like great. He's even better. So he's definitely going to be here. I don't know if he's going to be all four, but for right now it's yes, because I want bodies to hit the ground turn one. I really, really want some kind of 2-power body at a minimum to be hitting the ground on turn one. This would be my last resort for a turn one creature. But he's like I said, he's more of you can almost think of him like as a combat trick, but on a body. So it's 1 damage. He represents 1 damage on his own, but I'm telling you right now, giving your creatures trample and first strike is quite an advantage. They're dumb beaters, but now you've got all given them trample and first strike. Other than that, they're going to be vanilla. So that adds all the abilities you ever needed to all your creatures. It's a pretty great card, you know. Anyways, so that's the long version of it. But there's nothing you need to say about Goyf. This has to be in any kind of an aggressive thing. And in here, he's like a top of your curve. He comes out. if you can't get it done with your Kurt apes and your cattles, they usually get it done on their own when you mix it with this much burn. But then once they finally dealt with all that, and now they're dealing with 5, 6 goyfs, and now they trample and they trample on you. It's a good. I mean, I kill them on turn 4. It's a turn 4 clock. I can't guarantee it's turn 3. I have had those, gold hands, and I have had them, those people that accidentally don't see the clock that they're on, and they kill themselves with their pain lands and their, shock lands and stuff. So I have killed people on turn 3, but I wouldn't say that this is a turn 3 kill. But to be honest with you, and to be totally fair, I don't feel comfortable saying that Pure Burn can be reliably counted on as a turn 3 kill either. You're pretty much resigning yourself to the fact that it's a turn 4 format, and Burn will reliably kill you in turn 4, but this will reliably kill you in turn 4 too, and it has a bit more resilience to things like Leyline of Sanctity and stuff. You can play around it very easily. The Leyline does almost nothing to us here. It does shut off, Bolt and Boros Charm to their face, but there's still useful cards in removing their critters, and this still has a useful mode. The double strike mode needs to be looked at a little bit more. I think I've been overlooking that mode, to be honest with you. Yeah, so all of these cards are big hitters, and yeah, I need to look at that double strike mode on there. I actually forgot about that. Forgot that was on there. Yeah, double striking Goyfs with first strike and trample. Holy crap! Or yeah, double strike with trample on Goyf. That's a scary proposition there. You could do that and the Gore Clan Rampage on a Goyf. I think that would be interesting. I wonder how much damage we could get out of a Goyf on that. Figure 6, 7, 10. You'd be like 20. You'd be like swinging for 20 with trample. Biggest Goyf ever. All right. Well, anyway, so I'm done jabbering on. Some of you guys like these things and the analysis of the cards, so other people that don't could have turned off the video a long time ago. So if you did watch that and you like the analysis, let me know. I sometimes add these onto the end of the videos. If I think the match was a bit short, I sometimes put strategy at the end. So if you like it, cool. I'll fix the resolution size. Sorry about that, guys. Later.